pecan cow suffering on 150k yen take-home pay should just accept gacha game sales, rankings on your smartphone, while texting your side beat. In this filthy joint where the yakitori smoke was stinging my eyes, he grips his... Op's gonna talk about the naturalistic fallacy. Sup, you degenerates gripping your phones at 3 a.m. I bet you had another completely unproductive day today, huh? Same here, man. Don't worry about it. Whether you're brain dead on a packed train or slacking off in the bathroom, just casually listen to this, bros. Look, I know there are some goobers among you who smugly preach that survival of the fittest is the law of nature, so it's only natural for the strong to win. Those brain-dead guys saying it's right because it's natural have completely busted logic. Laughing my ass off, it's inevitable. Today I'm gonna have some fun smashing the glitches in their brain. If you don't want to get flexed on by clueless normies, smash that subscribe button right now and arm yourselves. Before we get to the main dish, here's the roadmap for today. Chapter 1. The weird-ass justification that men are hunters. Chapter 2. The disease of mixing up is and ought. Chapter 3. Destroying the absolute brain-dead fools who derive ought from is. Chapter 4. In the end, society is just pushing oughts onto each other. That's the 4-part menu. So let's jump right into Chapter 1. The weird-ass justification that men are hunters. The other day, my boy from college cheated on his girl, big time, and it turned into an absolute bloodbath. We were drinking at this cheap-ass izakaya. In this filthy joint where the yakitori smoke was stinging my eyes, he grips his lukewarm beer mug, looks me dead in the eye, and says this. Look up, listen to me. I know I'm in the wrong here, but biologically speaking, males are programmed to spread their seed to as many females as possible, right? That's nature. So me cheating was just my male instinct, a natural behavior. I just can't fight it, bro. What the fuck? I almost spit out my oolong tea sitting right next to him. When you hear this, what do you guys think? I bet some of you degenerates are being optimistic like, yeah, biologically, he's got a point. Congrats, you just exposed yourselves as uneducated. What's completely fucked about this guy is that he's somehow taken a biological fact and turning it into moral rightness, a justification for his actions. Males spreading their seed is the law of nature. Let's say that's a fact. I'll humor him. Even so, with your tragic facial stats and bottom-tier salary, where the hell are you gonna spread your seed? In the wild, you'd be the first one cut from the roster. Look in the mirror before you speak, man. But putting that aside, how does that fact jump to therefore? It's okay for me to cheat. My actions are right. Make it make sense. Stop returning to the wild, only when it's convenient for you. If you're gonna live by the laws of the wild based purely on instinct, strip off your clothes right now, crawl outside on all fours, and start munching on some random grass. Why the hell are you reaping all the benefits of modern society, checking gacha game sales, rankings on your smartphone, while texting your side beat? Too long didn't read. This guy's just using an untouchable universal authority like nature to justify his scummy desires and gaslight his girl. This kind of shit is hiding everywhere in our daily lives. Like, it's natural for women to stay home and raise kids, so they should do the chores. Or, survival of the fittest is nature's law, so a pecan cow suffering on 150k yen take-home pay should just accept staying at the bottom. All of this is just the mental gymnastics of the strong. They're just using the word nature as a shield to protect their own position while beating you down with it. Hearing it makes me go, yikes. Next up, Chapter 2. The disease of mixing up is an ought. Let's get into it. That dumb excuse from the cheating guy earlier, it actually has an academic name. Some old British philosopher dude named G.E. Moore came up with it. It's called the Naturalistic Fallacy. I can already hear you degenerates crying. Too many big words, too long, didn't read. So I'll dumb it down to a middle school level so even we can understand it. It's a logical leap where you blindly derive an ought value, and is a fact, a state of being. The strong eating the weak is natural. This is the world of is, the realm of facts. An objective description. Therefore, it's fine for the strong to exploit the weak. This is the world of art, the realm of subjective values and moral. Between these two, there's a massive, uncrossable fucking wall. Being something as a matter of fact and saying therefore we ought to do it are on completely different dimensions. To put it in perspective, there's a hopeless, overwhelmingly unbridgeable gap between them, like a 28-3 blowout. Picture this. You've got this super hard square bedrock of facts, and you're trying to prop a ladder of logic up to this formless, fluffy cloud of values floating in the sky. But that ladder ain't secured to anything up there. It's totally wobbly. You step on it, and you're falling straight to your doom in a split second. They just forcefully shove in this weird implicit premise that natural things are good things. That's a complete logical leap, ain't it? If you're following the laws of wild animals, if I physically beat the shit out of you right now and steal your wallet and phone, are you gonna say, in nature, it's natural for the strong male to take from the weak male, so it can't be helped? No, it won't fly. You'd get doxxed by the internet sleuths instantly, and the cops would be called. You're the one who ought to be put in a cage. You know the saying, numbers don't lie, but liars use numbers, right? It's the same thing. Nature and scientific facts don't lie, but liars conveniently use nature and science to shove their opinions down your throat. I'll give you another example. We got any members of the binge-eating blackout club here? The guys who order yasai, mashiabura karame, and ramen jiro, scarf it down, and pass out from a blood sugar spike. Take that. Ramen jiro is ultra high in calories and negatively affects the human body. This is a fact. Therefore, you ought not to eat that stuff. This is the art. Hell, no. Even if it shortens our lifespan, we choose the ecstasy of eating that pig slop and blasting off. Just because it's factually bad for our health doesn't mean you get to push your you ought not eat it values on us. Mind your own fucking business. Humans only see what they want to see. They're just treating their own health as the most important thing values as absolute. This correlation is strong as hell. The fact that it's unhealthy and the value that you shouldn't eat it are fundamentally completely disconnected. That's just a reckless argument. Calling it a naturalistic fallacy in English makes it sound smart, but too long didn't read. That's just your headcanon, isn't it? Just some brain-dead delusion. Fun fact, this is gonna be on the test. Alright, now, for the main event. Chapter 3, Destroying the Absolute Brain-Dead Fools Who Derive Aught From Is. In the real world, you've got those guys smugly flexing on you like, evolutionarily speaking, this is natural, right? I'll teach you the ultimate counterpunch for when you run into one of these goobers. If you're clueless about this, you're just gonna get exploited. Let's say you're at a company drinking party, and some preachy boss tells you this. It's natural for humans to be inherently competitive. Survival of the fittest is the rule of the wild. So these harsh quotas and the way the bottom tier of the company is treated, it's exactly how it ought to be. You should follow your instincts and compete more. If they hit you with that, you instantly clap back with a deadpan face like this. Ah, boss. I understand that it's a natural fact that humans have a biological tendency to compete. But why does that fact create a moral obligation that we ought to accept this black company work environment and unpaid overtime? If we're bringing in the rules of the wild, then me smashing your head in with a steel chair right here and taking your position ought to be justified as the rule of the wild too, right? Listen up. The point here is to absolutely not get emotional. If you argue while you're seething, you lose. You gotta press him coldly, giving off that intimidating hum, or a dog. You thrust the blade of logic at him. Facts and values are different things, right? Then the guy will suddenly tone it down like, wait, no, but the law of nature is just like that, and freeze up with a bright red face. Just imagine it. The sight of some pretentious idiot scrambling around naked because his ultimate nature-free pass just got yanked away. Man, I'm eating good tonight. That's top tier. I could down 3 bowls of rice just watching that. Watching their flimsy logic collapse is our ultimate entertainment. Leaving emotion out of it and calmly stabbing them with, your logic and premises are completely busted. That does the most damage. Laughing my ass off, he's seething. I'm dead. Yeah, so missing out on a stream that gives you killer phrases for daily life is peak cluelessness. If you don't want to be on the receiving end of uneducated bait, smash that subscribe button right now like you're trying to break it. Finally, Chapter 4. In the end, society is just pushing odds onto each other. We've exposed the tricks behind the naturalistic fallacy up to this point, but let's organize our thought. At the end of the day, if you look around, the world runs on people forcing their odds onto each other. Everyone conveniently brings up, this is natural, or this is a historical fact, or this is scientific evidence, and then tries to flex on you with, therefore you ought to do as I say. But listen, we ain't falling for that cheap bait anymore. Because it's natural, or humans are inherently wired this way, we ain't getting fooled by those delusional free passes ever again. Put yourselves in their shoes for a sec. They just want to feel good about themselves. You can look at things with a dry perspective now, saying separate your facts from your opinions, right? Just by doing that, you degenerates leveled up into slightly smarter degenerates today. Well, it's not like our bottom tier lives are gonna drastically change tomorrow because of it, though. We're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want, rolling around in bed in our rooms today, nitpicking other people's flaws, and just breathing to stay alive. In the end, it's none of my business anyway. Whoops, dead chat, laughing my ass off. Huh? No momentum. Is this topic dead content already? I'll give you a preview for tomorrow. Next time, I'll be explaining the argument to wealth. I'm gonna completely obliterate those absolute brain-dead idiots who mistakenly think that everything a rich guy says is right. So look forward to it. Got an early morning tomorrow, so I'm going to sleep. Pack it up. Rest in peace.